Dear viewer, I am reading from a structured script in this video. This is to make sure everything that I say is carefully stated and legally safe. Before we start this video, I have to make one thing very clear. The video is based on information shared with me by multiple individuals. They have asked for strict anonymity and confidentiality. Since the last 3 days, the original material went through many edits and rewrites. Some parts were removed and changed for legal and ethical reasons. Some of the information includes sensitive details, names and references. It was shared through disappearing messages where content vanishes after viewing. In some cases, copying or saving was not possible. I want to be very clear. I have not kept any of the original material. I have completely deleted it from all my devices and accounts. What you're about to hear is not based on raw evidence or documents that I can show you. It is based only on what was shared with me and written in the final narration. I have not independently verified these claims through official records or legal sources. The video should not be treated as a proven fact. Some names and details have been removed and kept vague. This is due to the sensitive nature of the topic. It involves very high-profile individuals, especially Indians and people staying in UAE, and very powerful individuals who have contacts and connections in the government. This is done to avoid legal issues and prevent harm or misinterpretation. I strongly advise the viewer not to assume, speculate, or target anyone mentioned. Please take this as a narrative of claims shared privately with me. Use your own judgment while watching. Having said that, let's start. After living in Dubai for nearly 40 years, this is the first time I was given specific details, images, and videos. A long-time follower of my channel contacted me out of the blue and shared this information privately, along with other users from the past month. I have never met these individuals, including this man, in real life. What followed was what he has been following is my work on social media. So now, according to him, whatever information I shared about UAE until now has been only the tip of the iceberg. This is what he stated. Right now, because of the UAE being stuck with the US and Iran with its war, silent raids have been happening across multiple businesses. In one company that he personally knew the owner, 8 were gathered and deported. Another one was 31. Authorities allegedly entered the offices, checked the phones, checked the computers, servers were seized, employees were questioned. According to him, people linked to Iran, Pakistan, certain Shia communities, even Indians were allegedly being pulled, taken aside, questioned. Some were detained, some were deported, and some have received lifetime bans. Families were allegedly told to prepare and leave within 24 hours. After they left, the men who were working for these companies were given another 24 hours to leave. Bank accounts were frozen, savings inaccessible, investments blocked. Even those with gold visas or millions of dollars in investments were not spared. One of his contacts, a business owner, including an HR head, were strictly instructed not to speak about this publicly and not to discuss what has happened. In some cases, meetings were held with the employees to be very clear that no information should be leaked out in the public as they were being monitored. A person also sent me this message. According to him, people who were working in the Iranian hospital in UAE have been affected very badly after the hospital shut down. Certain employees who were from different nationalities were also deported with no fault of their own. Some had worked for 15 to 20 years. Just imagine 20 years of your life to one country, and all of a sudden losing everything overnight with no fault of your own. Job, visa, savings, everything gone, future uncertain. He specifically claimed that his friend's wife was deported and she could allegedly never return. A UAE Pakistani AI and software expert based in South Asia had informed me that smartphones, and social media accounts of specific nationalities are now being monitored very aggressively. He also told me that a newer AI-based system is being used to track behavior, developed by a country that UAE has very strong ties to, and the communication patterns and online activities are deeply monitored. It is more advanced than the Pegasus-style spyware. What you type, what you search, what you save on your phones, what you exchange, what transactions you make, every single bit of information in your phone, including your bank accounts, are being monitored. Another anonymous viewer of my channel stated the following information. Raids are happening in the area where he stays. And when I did speak to him and tell him that, is this good? Or I asked him, is this good or bad? He said, it is very good. The reason being is, the individuals who have been caught were involved in smuggling networks, gambling operations, illegal betting, fake import-export business, and they were heavily involved in underground money movement, black market supply chains, and creation of social media bot farms. In fact, he kind of surprised me when he told me this. There is already a full-fledged casino operations going on in certain parts of UAE, which are being hosted on private yachts, private apartments, and private villas. Most of them are invites only. One of them even informed this contact that the minimum amount to join is around 100,000 dirhams. Millions are being bet, millions are being made and lost on the table. And to keep the guest entertained and happy, everything from girls to forbidden entertainment is allowed. What is being put on the table is not just money, it is cars, apartments, buildings, hotels, and all the transactions are made via crypto or cryptocurrencies. One other contact gave me this example. He is a businessman who has a lot of connections with the business community. He gave me this specific example, which kind of shocked me. An Indian Keralite Muslim who moonlights as a fish meat supply business in the front end is literally making around 500,000 dirhams per day in transactions. Not selling fish, not selling meat, but other items. He gave me another example, a transportation company which transports only money and gold valuables in shipping containers every single day. Massive cryptocurrency payments are being made every second and very big names are involved in this. There is one private group where big guys who buy, sell, exchange and make money if you're interested to convert your black money into white money. Because of the war, money, gold, electronics, luxury goods, construction material, shoes, clothes, refreshments, day-to-day items like perfumes, deodorants, even oil, fruits, vegetables, all which are either fake, duplicate or have the wrong sticker. Made in one, they claim to be made in one particular country, but it is actually manufactured or made in another country, is now currently being stuck because of the war that is going on. Before, transportation was done on ships. Now it is via air cargo. The cost for this has jumped 9 to 12 times. Over here, he shared with me an example that completely blew my mind off. Consider a product that is manufactured in Europe and the same product is manufactured in China. The product looks the same, feels the same, experience is the same, everything is the same except the packaging. In Europe, it's with the English language. In China, it's a Chinese language. All right. But the biggest difference is the cost. To manufacture it in Europe, it costs $100 per unit. The same product to manufacture in China costs $50 a unit. What is the difference in the cost? Minimum wages, cheaper raw materials, government support, subsidies, and different rules for different countries. Now just imagine if an Indian businessman found a loophole whereby he could take the products from China, make it look like it was manufactured in Europe, and he's selling it in UAE, let's say 100,000 units every single day. How much money do you think he would be making? And obviously, yes, you need to keep some guys happy. In the same way, there's such a massive market out there in UAE where these products are being sold in the grey market, whether it's refreshments, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's Dior roll-ons, whether it's perfumes, whether it is underarm spray, whether it is creams. He gave me a whole list of items where he literally kind of showed me what is the cost if you get it original and what is the cost if you get it from these third world countries, and the price difference is staggering. In fact, he blew my mind off with a very big example that completely, I was like, this can't be possible. He gave me the identity of the person without the name. He's a Keralite Muslim. Now, this guy is involved in the cigarette business. I want you to imagine that particular brand of cigarette is sold for 200 rupees per box. Okay, 200 rupees. The cost to manufacture this cigarette in India is 180 rupees. So 20 rupees profit. Just imagine that this guy found a loophole in Africa, one of the countries in Africa, where he could manufacture the same cigarette, looks the same, everything is the same. The cost is only 30 rupees. Where is 180 for the cost? Where is 30 rupees? And now he takes the product from Africa in massive containers, greases a custom officer and sells it in the Indian market, claiming and stating, yes, I'm following all the rules. Now, I was not shocked as to how much money the Keralite Muslim was making. What I was shocked is the custom officer, the contact that he has through which all these goods come, the custom officer has to put the stamp and let it go through. You know how much money the guy is making per day, per day. Indian guy in India. The amount that he gave me is 26,000 US dollars per day. He's earning per day. Let that sink in. And the minute he told me that, I immediately calculated and found out that this guy is earning around 9.5 million US dollars per year. An ordinary guy in India, no Facebook account, no flashy stuff, no Lamborghini, no nothing. So then I asked him, where does this guy keep all the money? Does he keep it, under the bed, or he dug a hole, or where can he keep it? He literally told me this. There are underground bunkers. There are even dedicated warehouses. In fact, what they keep doing is the property market in the Middle East. You can buy any property, no questions asked. He's saying, how do you think all these Indians, Russians, Ukrainians, Europeans, from where are they getting the money to scoop up properties? Where do you think all the money is coming from? Because there's no question being asked. Where did you get this money? What is your source of income? They are just happy. You put on the payment, and that is where the black money, unaccounted for money, is converted to white. So just imagine this, And this is a guy who doesn't show off on social media, doesn't have a Lambo, doesn't have a private jet, doesn't show, with babes. Very simple, ordinary looking guy. In fact, he literally told me this. You look at him, he looks like a peon. He looks like a cleaner. You'll never take him seriously. And then after that, he gave me a statement that left me stunned. If a custom officer is earning $9.5 million per year, how much would a businessman make? How much would the biggest businessman in India, I don't want to take his name, how much do you think he's making? How much do you think the politician who is friends with that Indian businessman, how much money is a political party making? And then he said, think beyond this. How much is the members of the Sheikh family or the powerful ruling elite? How much money are they making? He said, it is no longer in billions, it is in trillions. He's saying every single person involved in this network, from the peon to the office clerk, to the guy who puts stamp, to the guy who delivers, every single person is making money. He's saying that is why you cannot break the system of corruption. He then gave me, this is more or less the final two examples that I'll give you. He then gave me the name of this political party in India, which was in existence, it seems, from the time of independence. I never heard of this party. I'm being very honest with you. He told me that they make per day, this political party, because they get the goods and they sell it in their constituents. No other goods can come in. 3.5 million US dollars per day this political party makes. I calculated that if you make per day 3.5 million, per month you're making $108 million, and per year it's $1.3 billion. Let that sink in. In India, a political party is making, small one, 1.3 billion US dollars. That means per hour, the guy is literally making what? 150 US dollars, or maybe per second, I think $50. By the time this video you would have watched, I think the guy would have made close to almost $1 million. Yeah, like what the hell? And then he also told me this, that politicians, just to approve, just to put their signature, yeah, you can go ahead and build something on this land. Signatures cost anything from approvals from 10,000 US dollars to literally 104,000 US dollars. One signature. That is where a lot of Indian businessmen, when they go to India, they have to, pay respects to the political party. Only then they get their blessings. The highest amount that he personally knew was a Dubai-based businessman who went to set up a business in a particular place, paid 2.3 million US dollars just for a signature. So the final bit, which you should know about, and this one also, it's like, wow. We normally talk about WhatsApp, right? Okay. These are the apps that these guys use for chatting. Some of them I never heard it. Let me know if you know about it. Signal, Line, Telegram, Session, SimpleX, Discord, Matrix, Viber, Wire, Braille, Element, and Quiet. These are the chatting apps that these guys network with and communicate. The browsers, I used to normally think it was like, there is Chrome and there is Edge. I thought Brave some people were using. But these are the browsers these guys use. Mul, Vad, Libre Wolf, Next, Pale Moon, Bad Wolf, Helium, Tor, Waterfox, Florp. The phones that these guys use to ensure that nobody can encrypt or read their messages is Bitium, K-Mera, Salus, Hero, Shift Phone, and Muerna. And finally, the biggest, the climax, which I have to share with you. They have their own customized AI. The AIs that these guys use, chatbots, is You, Stella, Duck, Brave, Leo, Venice, Granola, Lovable, and Whisper Flow. How did I know this? There's a guy who is based in UAE guy who is based in South Asian countries. He has a team of dedicated IT teams that are actually working for him for all this kind of information. He's literally handling for some big business houses, and he outsourced his IT digital labor. Some of the countries are India, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Kenya, and Egypt. It seems here they have large talent pools. They maintain private server data, private cloud systems, and controlled server environments. It is being run 24/7 with engineers, automation tools, and teams across different time zones. So whatever communication you're doing is kept encrypted. And what is the main reason for this? Is when money is being exchanged, it has to move through, it shouldn't be traced. And that is where cryptocurrencies come in. And finally, last if not the least, he also gave me a list of Bollywood actors who act as brand ambassadors. I'll not give you their names, who are officially setting up real estate companies or representing, all these big real estate companies. They get a lot of money, which is one is officially, which is paid. The other things are unofficially paid, and they are not just paid in money. They are paid in many other forms of services. They have a team of dedicated money managers and lawyers to manage their funds and their payments. And they don't invest in predictable countries. They invest in the other countries in bits and pieces and shell companies. And yes, there are groups, how these guys communicate, where confidential information is being shared before things actually happen. So whatever, let's say, for example, Donald Trump is doing, or whatever decisions are going to be made, or whatever is going to be shared in social media, is already informed to them in advance, so they can make the necessary transactions, whether it's shares, whether it's predictable markets, or whether it's betting lines. And nobody talks about this. And yes, it seems that the top government officials, whether you're talking of whichever law enforcement agencies, all of them are involved in this. So having shared with you all this information, now I want to ask you, how much do you think is true? How much do you think is nonsense? What is exaggeration? What is conspiracy theories? I will leave it in your hands to decide. But for me, whatever was shared, whatever was shown, and whatever was told in confidence, I'll tell you, it is absolutely shocking. And especially the browsers, the chat bots, the phones, the apps, and yes, the amount of money that these guys, ordinary guys in India, are making per day. Can you imagine 9.5 million per year dollars, and you look like a cleaner? What am I doing in my life? I'm beginning to think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Look forward to reading them. You guys take